Hey guys, Indie Prepper here. Let's talk Tantos. This time we're going to be talking about the cold steel Kobun. Nice little boot knife Tanto blade from one of my favorite producers of blades, cold steel. Good blades for cheap. You'll hear me talk about cold steel a lot if you haven't already seen my vids. This is one I picked up quite a while back. Didn't use it for particularly long because I found something else I might have liked better. Might be another video coming up. But anyway, cold steel Kobun. Kobun, K-O-B-U-N, stands for soldier, is what it apparently means in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese, but that's what they say. Nice little boot knife. Now I want to remind you, this is a boot knife. This is not meant to be a full-size Tanto or anything like that. This is meant for a relatively concealed carry, smaller style, thinner, which is a benefit and a problem with it. So, let's see. Let's start with stats on this bad boy. It is Japanese AUS 8A stainless steel. Now, a lot of you may actually prefer carbon steel like I do, but for a boot knife that I'm going to be carrying a lot and maybe cleaning not so much, unlike my Moras and some other blades, stainless is probably a good idea for a boot knife. Something's going to be kept close to you, you know, down by your boot. Trunking through the mud, water, stuff like that. I think stainless is probably a better option for a boot knife than carbon steel. Again, the boot knife's not going to be your primary blade, you know, for your side carry and all of that. So that's decent. Blade, 5.5 inches long, which is pretty decent. Overall length is 9 7/8, so call it 10 inches here, front and back. It's about 4.4 ounces overall, which is quite lightweight. You might be able to use this as a neck knife, a very large neck knife if you wanted to. Is a nice blade overall that'll run you about $30, give or take. I think Cold Steel's website lists it for about $50, but again, never buy it straight from the Cold Steel website, okay? Let me show you this thing up front, up close. Cold Steel on this end, if you can see that right there. Flip side, it says Kobun. Grips are Kraton, nice little checkering on them. Let me show you this up close so you can see it. Nice checkering. Of course, this is full tang. You've got your lanyard hole at the back, which you know how much I love lanyard holes. Got some, what I describe as jimping style here on the top and the bottom there. You see that. Now, you'll see some, what looks like discoloration there. There and there on the guard there. It's not discoloration, it's just debris this thing has picked up. That Kraton's not kind of sticky, so having this laying around on countertops and all that, it has collected some dust. That'll wash right off, so no big deal there. Now, thin blade. Thinner than some of their other blades. It's still quite reasonable. It's not going to warp on you, anything like that. And the grips are very thin. Right about ½ an inch from what they say on the website at the swell here. This is not straight across. You've got a little swell in the middle, and it comes down a little bit of a swell there at the back side. Very thin though. ½ an inch at the most there in the middle. Now that is good because it's nice and thin for concealment, carrying it under your pants leg on your boot or wherever you're going to carry this thing. That's also a minus. I've got what I would say are average style hands, and I think this thing is a little too thin for my grip. Okay, most things fit my hand perfectly. This is a little loose, you know, overall. I had to grip on it a little overly tight in my opinion. It's fine, it's okay for the close boot knife this thing is supposed to be. Up close, thrusting, stabbing, all of that. It's okay. Not quite what I wanted for the money when I first got it. I just thought it was going to be a little thicker, more robust grip on it, but that's fine. Didn't quite do my homework on it. Now, unlike some other Tantos, this has a little bit of belly on it. If you can see the blade there. Again, Tantos with a little reinforced tip here are designed for thrusting. You could slash with this if you needed to. It's not going to do as well as your K-bar or some of the other blades out there, in my opinion. Again, short and sweet is how I define this thing. So it's got a little bit of belly on it, so you could slash with it. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably use this as a thruster like Tantos were designed for. Per history, Tantos were designed to punch through the samurai armor of the day, which again was lacquered wood and all of that. So they didn't have metal armor, but this with its nice little tip on it is going to punch through things very, very easily. So again, Tantos are made for thrusting. So decent. Very, very decent. Now the thing I like the best about this setup here, other than the blade, which I like, love the Secure X sheath. This is tremendous. I think all of Cold Steel's blade should come with this. Fits in real nice and tight. Not going to come out easily at all. Push it a little bit of pressure here on the Secure X sheath, and it's going to pop right out. But it's not going to fall out accidentally. So I like that a lot. Lots of holes here around the outside for securing to whatever, your pack, your vest, tactical vest, whatever you've got. So lots of options there. Of course, you got a clip here, if you can see that. Slight concern, and I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but one thing I've noticed with mine anyway, and I don't know if this is just to mine the only way I got it, this thing can come loose quite easily. Okay, I'm sure that's so that you can pop this thing out if you don't need this, if you're just securing it to something with lashing, so you can get this thing out and out of the way, because that would add a little thickness if you don't need it. That's a little easy for me. I think that pops out way too easy. It's not going to fall out because you're going to have to still force it and twist it up and all that, but I don't know. I just kind of wish it secured in there a little stouter. I don't know. Minor complaint. Anyway, the Secure X sheaths, love these a lot. These are great. Very well constructed overall. No drain hole or anything on it, but again, it's stainless steel, so it can get wet. Not a big deal. Anyway, very nice. Let me show you this blade next to one of my other cold steels, the Tanto Light. Let's put these equal at the hilt. Move it so you can see it a little better. Obviously a little longer grip on the Tanto Light, little longer blade. Wonder what my next review might be. Could be anything. Anyway, the Tanto Kobun is nice, but again, it's a big boot knife, so keep that in mind. I would not carry this as my primary woodcraft bush lore blade. This is defensive, guys. This is for in-close type stuff. So again, would I carry this? Yeah, I would. But I wouldn't carry it as my primary if I'm going to use it for batoning or just general bushcraft. That's not what Tantos are made for. So that's typically what I tend to carry. I tend to like being equipped for the woods, but urban environment, something like that. This is a good backup blade, a tremendous backup blade. Would not probably use it as my primary defensive blade, unless that's all I could carry on me, you know, light carry duty, that type thing, something small and light. So anyway, there we go. Like I said, 4.4 ounces, reasonably light. Could you use this as a neck knife? Well, it'd be big, be very big. Could you? Yeah, I guess you could. I'd probably keep this in my, you know, along my pants, you know, a belt, or again, as a boot knife. That's what it's supposed to be. Kind of big for a boot knife in my opinion, but hey, that's how big your boots are. So there we go. Cold steel Kobun. Highly recommend it for about 30 bucks. Nice little blade. Darn good boot knife. MD Prepper, out.